Hey.
I like how I get to do the walk-on now. It made me feel very special.
Hey, our Patriots are back in it.
Are you a Patriots fan?
Oh, hell yes. Now, you're from Boston, so
I'm from the safe suburbs.
What do you mean?
The north suburbs.
Because ever since, I said this before.
Move that right up there.
Ever since Good Will Hunting came out, everybody thinks everyone from the Boston area lived in Southie and got into fights and smashed bottles over people's heads before the yuppies moved in there. But no, I grew up in the safe suburbs, played street hockey, had a paper route, had waffles on Sunday. Very sheltered.
Boston's I lived in New England. People aren't overly, it's very interesting. New York has the power and the money, and Washington, D.C. gets the notoriety, and Boston and Philly got a little chip on their shoulder. Like, it's almost like we'll show you. Like, the media's tough.
That's a bunch of crap that just the media came up with. Like, they always sit there going, like, Boston and Philly feel inferior to New York City. I didn't even know about New York City when I grew up. I had no idea.
What do you mean?
I mean, I knew where it was, but it wasn't like the internet. You could go on YouTube and look at it. I just sort of lived where I lived. I wasn't sitting there going, oh, I like the John Hancock Tower, but have you seen the Empire State Building? Oh, what I would do to kill for buildings like that. I didn't care. I was having a great time climbing trees, playing baseball and stuff. I had a good time. That's a bunch of crap.
Is it?
That is made up by the media. It's so
I've been trying to tell him that all week.
Well, I made it up.
It's so, like, self-centered.
I am self-centered.
But New Yorkers are like that. New Yorkers are like, if you ever go to the middle of nowhere and people have that, well, I need to go anywhere else. Got everything I need right here. New Yorkers are just like that. Dude, I can get a slice over here. Yeah. Everybody feels like they're successful because they're around all this successful stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're eating a slice near the Trump Tower.
So they
don't have an apartment in it.
But
they have all those songs, you know. If I can wake up in a city, they're just blowing everybody in that town. And you just start to feel like you're successful. But you're not.
The average guy's struggling to make rent.
The average guy is, the same way as any other city. I'm not trashing them, saying that they're worse than any other city. I'm just bringing them down a peg.
But it does, be honest though, it does feel good. Your football team is the world's best now for about 15 years. What is it like to be
the most successful? But, like, you know.
Well, they are.
You know, we've never beaten the Giants. There's definitely some things I was hoping we were going to play the Giants again this year because we have nothing to lose other than, you know, like the Giant fans had something to lose where it's like if I was a Giants fan, I wouldn't want to play the Patriots again because you want to have that
2-0.
You know, you never beat us. Yeah, and just walk away. That's
right.
it. We're done. And, like, you know, 0-2, 0-3. 0-3 would definitely suck more than 0-2. But as opposed to having the opportunity to say, yeah, but we got you on the last one, would definitely
like
be
if
better.
you did the Apollo and killed it, is there a thought?
I did the Apollo and did okay. I survived it. I remember my whole set, there was this guy like sitting like this, waiting to get up the whole set. And he never got up, but I never got him to face front. And
like he went there hesitant. He wasn't, you ever go to do stand up and think, that guy doesn't like me?
I used to do that. That used to bother me, and that used to get in my head. But then after a while, I learned to have fun with it. And what I do, if the person was down close enough, that would be the best. And what I would do was I would just start sending all my jokes right out over his or her head, and really like say like this was their head. I'd be standing like right in front of them, just sweeping my arm right over their head, and just like I'm giving some Broadway performance.
Right.
And I would just commit even harder, which would make me have an even better set. And if it became like this game, like, can I break them? And if I couldn't, if they just sat there with that scowl the whole night, I knew that, and I never looked at them really, and they never knew that I knew it.
But it
they
bothered
would have
them.
to go to bed knowing that their negative energy did not affect, and I still had a great time. And they'd have to be sitting there in the mirror trying to practice a more disapproving face.
Like Brady, the great thing about Brady is, despite his success, there's no fall off. Like Louis C.K. yourself. Generally,
that's a big jump. Okay, you're gonna.
No,
throw
but
me
I mean,
with Louis and with Tom Brady, I don't know if you put me in those, but I'll take it.
But when you're successful, why not just like what keeps you sharp? You got money, you got a life, you got fame. You're the guy. You're Bill Burr. Brady doesn't even drink a beer with a supermodel wife. It's sad.
The bankers, the IRS.
That's what
all of that. Yeah, they keep you running on the wheel.
That's it.
That's it. Well, they're not going to let you ever relax. If the second you stop moving, everybody just comes in. That's just like sharks, and they start eating away at what you have, and that's it. You're going to go right back to the studio apartment. sitting there eating Fruit Loops out of the same bowl you eat your pasta out of.
Oh.
Did you ever think you wouldn't make it?
Did that make you feel sad? I'm sorry.
No, it made me feel like
Was there ever?
No, what I've learned is finally starting to make some money after 20 years in this business is like, then it's like, where do I put it? And it's just constantly people just grabbing it. It's insane. It's insane. So I don't know, like that whole idea that you have when you're broke, sleeping on the futon and everything is and everybody has this figure, I'm going to make this amount of money and I'm out. And it's just like, it really depends on how old you are. Like you want to get to that number when you're 80, then you can say I'm out. But like these people who are going to want to retire in their 30s.
They're out of their mind.
Yeah, no, because they're going to figure out ways to just keep.
I watched The Accountant last night with Ben Affleck. He's a Boston guy. There's Matt Damon's a Boston guy. Once you get into that, there's not that many famous people. I mean, Ben Franklin, right? Or maybe he was Philadelphia.
Paul Revere.
Yeah. But I mean, you've had a few famous people, but I watched
the hat kind of thing went away after a while. But first few famous guys, a lot of hats.
A lot of guys, but it does seem that a majority of Boston people that are fairly profound are sports fans. Like when you were growing up, was your dad a sports fan? It feels like Boston is more sports-centric than, and I'm a Seattle guy. Right. Half of Seattle's into tech. Half of Seattle's into lumber. Half of Seattle's
into food, but it's a great city.
It's a great city, but people in my neighborhood fished.
Yeah, but I think that's cool, though, after a while. Because sometimes you do want to get away from it. You know what I mean? When people in Boston fish, they probably still have on that Tom Brady jersey.
No question. Yeah. Like Boston.
Fishing down in the harbor. No, it's just for whatever reason, it's people were just totally into sports. And I have to commend Boston fans because for the longest time, it was not a fun place to be a fan, other than we had the Celtics going. But you go to Cleveland and all the stuff that they've been through. They're incredible sports fans out there. Detroit fans. When I did a gig out there, I remember being blown away. I met this woman in a bar, and she started talking hockey, and it was just like, you should have your own show. She was incredible. So I think that just because of the success we've had over the last
it's been easier
15 years, that people just pay attention more. That they're into how much people are into. Sports.
I'm old enough to remember the Bernie Carbo, Freddie Lynn, lots of talent, couldn't get past the Yankees.
Never could. That's how I became a Dodger fan, because in the late 70s, when we could never beat them, and then the Bucky Dent home run, they would always play the Dodgers, it seemed, in the World Series. They played them in 77, 78, and 81. They finally beat them in 81. And I remember feeling bad for Tommy John, because Tommy John played on the Dodgers in 77, 78, lost, and then signed with the Evil Empire, right, in 81, and then the Dodgers beat him. He couldn't.
Okay.
He couldn't make it happen.
I'm going to bring in next segment. We have two gifts for you. Let's give him one and then give him the other on the other side of the break. Let's give Bill, because we know you just had a baby.
I had a daughter. Yes, I did.
Okay, so let's give him the first one. Let's give him the first gift.
What's her name?
Open this up.
What's her name? I don't say that on the
Yeah, don't say it on the air.
There's too many
This is the
creeps
first
out there.
gift.
I don't understand people that put pictures of their kids
Don't.
on the internet. It's
Don't.
like, you never watched To Catch a Predator? Oh, there we go. For when she's teething, a little bit of booze. I love it. This is very great baby gifts.
We got you.
What else do we got in here? I don't know what this is. Are these diapers?
Yeah.
Oh, those are really
those
good
are for her.
diapers.
Oh, these are great. I hope they're the smaller ones. We bought the ones that were too big.
So we got you diapers and bourbon.
That's beautiful. That's perfect.
All right, stick around.
I have the bourbon at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is everybody's been telling me, like, parents are the worst as far as, like, they try to make it a miserable experience. They just tell you, like, I play drums all the time. It's, like, really therapeutic for me just to go in and beat the crap out of something.
Right.
And this guy literally told me, he's like, you're never going to play drums again. Once you have a kid, you're never going to play drums again. And I thought about it. I was like, well, let's see. Dave Grohl has kids. He plays drums. He plays guitar. He sings in a band. They travel around the world. He seems to be doing all right. And I actually said that to him. He goes, yeah, but he doesn't have drums at his house. And I was like, yeah, he does. I've seen the documentary. He has a whole studio in his garage. And then he went out swimming with his kid. And then he went back in and he wrote another hit song. I can't play a paradiddle in my bedroom. They try to take the joy out of it.
No.
So I was telling him I was having a great time. And then he goes, oh, wait till she starts walking. It's like no matter what happens, they just like present this dread, like the weathermen on the Weather Channel. You know what I mean? The way they sell storms.
Yeah, they do.
There's going to be 3 to 4 inches. You got to get 9 months worth of food.
Oh, by the way, I had Roger Goodell on yesterday, and I asked Commissioner Roger Goodell if he was anti-Boston. Okay, so here, Bill Burr, the comedian, the writer, the actor, producer, is joining us. Got a big Netflix special coming up. Here's Roger Goodell talking about, I asked him, I said, there's a lot of people think you're anti-Boston. How does that land for you? Here's the commish.
The fans are going to feel what they want. We have obviously 32 sets of fans, national fans, that want to make sure that we're doing things that are upholding the integrity of the game at all times. We think this is a great opportunity to see the two best teams in football playing on Sunday in the Super Bowl. The Patriots have earned it. The Falcons have earned it, and we're thrilled. We think this is one of the great matchups and should be one of the great games.
Are you one of those Boston guys that thinks Goodell hates you?
No, that was a great answer, though. He sidestepped that perfectly. He promoted the product. That was like Bill Clinton could not have done that. Like he got like halfway through the first sentence and he wasn't even answering the question anymore. I mean, that's really an art form.
Boston's funny. It's very.
No, I don't think that. What I thought was the amount of crap that he got. I think obviously it's his dream job. And then the amount of crap he got with the Ray Rice suspension for under-suspending.
Right.
He freaked out and went too far the other direction. And he's one of those guys, he's zigging and zagging. He's trying to right the ship. So I don't take it personally. There are, I don't take it personally.
Boston's got that, though, right? I lived in New England. Boston people are cranky. You're not cranky. You're funny, but a lot of Boston people.
No, I'm a lunatic. I actually have had to work on like my anger issues. There's definitely there's probably part of it is the accent, because I find times when I'm not even upset, people will be like, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" I'm just like, "Dude, I'm fine." But it's like that choppy, "Dude, I'm fine." Like really kind of like jab, jab, jab way of talking that I think sometimes people think you're more upset than you are. I don't know. The thing is I grew up in that area, so I can't step outside of it to analyze it because I just was I was in the fishbowl.
But then you move out to Los Angeles, and people are different out here. It's not that they don't like their sports, but boy, they bail quickly if you lose a game.
No, I think what I think that is there's a lot of transplants, Hollywood phonies like me that move out here. So we're not going to go to the games. But, like, I was very impressed when I was talking the other day to somebody about this. When the Rams came back, like, all of those people, like, the jerseys. Like, I went to the Rams-Falcons game, interestingly enough, this year. And, like, the jerseys that I saw, it was like you saw, like, real diehard fans out here.
Old Ram fans.
And the same thing like the Staples Center. It's like if you get up to the upper deck where the people from, Inland Empire and, like, north of Hollywood or whatever, those people are real fans. They're there for the whole game. But down low are that's the cheese ball section where it's like, we got this star of 8 ways to blah, 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 whatever. Like, they don't care. They're probably like a Timberwolf fan. So, they were too busy schmoozing with the director underneath the stadium or whatever they do. So I think that they get a bad rep. L.A. King fans are great.
I'm going about 2 weeks going to a Kings game.
Yeah. So there's I think they get a bad rap. If you get out of Hollywood, you'll find the real fans.
Okay, so let's talk Carmelo Anthony. Breaking news, Boston Clippers, Cavs. The Knicks are going to trade Carmelo Anthony. Now, he's a ball hog, and he doesn't win much, but Boston's kind of stuck in this. We're pretty good, but not good enough to win. Boston guy.
Yes. They keep saying we're one player away. I don't think that we are.
You're not.
I think we're like a player and a half away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I really love this team, and they're fun to watch. My favorite thing right now is, for whatever reason, we have this crazy rivalry with the Wizards, and I wish that would happen more. So it's not just sitting around watching the Cavs and the Warriors and maybe Toronto or something like that.
But as a Boston guy, what would you, if I said to you tomorrow, Bill, Celtics trade for Melo, you would say,
no, no. He's an amazing shooter, but he doesn't seem to play D.
Yeah.
And he just kind of goes down. And my buddy Verzi always says he just wants everyone to clear out, and then he takes a shot. He either makes it or he doesn't. But the Celtics are a great team right now. I don't know that we have anybody that's kind of explosive, like above the rim kind of thing, which has always been like the Celtics thing. We love our white guys for whatever reason. But I love the team that we have, and I love that we kind of live and die by the three, but we hit them all the time. And Isaiah Thomas is an absolute superstar.
I like him.
I love Crowder. Bradley's great. He's hurt right now, but I'm having a great time watching him this year.
Let's go back to Brady in New England. It's always been a Red Sox town. And I always think it's funny. So he marries a supermodel, and they build a house out here with a moat, then sell it, and then they hang out in Europe in the summer, and then they have a brownstone in New York. When you're in Boston, does Brady feel like he's yours once the game ends? international wife, castle.
That's such. I don't even understand that. That's like such a creepy question. Like
Why?
He's mine.
He has a house in
like, is he
Brookline
yours?
also.
He belongs to me. That reminds me of what's her face. Who's the chick who cut the guy's feet off in the bed?
Whoa.
He's trying to write the book. It was a Stephen King movie.
Mischief.
Misery.
Misery.
That's what that sounds like. That I feel that Tom is mine on any level.
What if Tom...
He's mine. Why is he hanging out with that woman? Doesn't he see what I offer?
What if day Tom retires, he moves to New York City? Does it bother you? Oh, that bothers you.
No.
Bill.
What are you doing right now? You're like trying to put words in it. Does it bother you? Oh, that bothers you. No. Where do I get off telling this guy what he can do in his personal life? I'm a fan of the team. All he has to do is try from the beginning of the game to the end. What he does afterwards is none of my business. It's why I don't watch pregame. I don't watch postgame. I watch the game, and then that's it. I don't get into all of this crap like free agents. I loved when who was the guy we got from Seattle? Jesus Christ, I just went blank on his name. And he came to the Celtics, and then he went to the Heat.
Oh, Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. I remember when he went to Miami Heat, people like Celtics fans had the nerve to be upset. It's like, dude, he's not ours. He was a Sonic. We got him as a free agent. You sign a free agent, that's like falling in love with a stripper. You know what I mean? That's not yours. You know what I mean? That is a traveling spirit.
All right, here we go. Let me do this. Bill Burr, Netflix stand-up. This is next Tuesday.
Yes.
Walk Your Way Out.
That's
It
right.
has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. I always have a great time on the show. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for the booze and the diapers.